Hey all, Tyadran here, and today we are going to be talking about Kid Chameleon modding, a subject that I've wanted to touch on for a while but haven't really gotten to for a number of reasons. So, I'm not going to have a webcam on video today so you can see my entire screen and see what I'm doing, because I'm trying to teach people. So I just figured I'd say hey on camera before we got started. So, I'm still alive. I've been out of the Kid Chameleon community for a while. I've been busy with other stuff. You might have seen I'm putting up Super Smash Bros. 4 videos now, every so often. I've got some more ready to go up, but I'm thinking about waiting because I need to get some more Genesis stuff. I need to play some more Kid Chameleon. I need to play some more Shining Force. I've just really been out of it, so sorry that I kind of messed up the summer. I said I was going to get a lot more videos out and that didn't happen, so we'll see what we can do about that. See, I need to be in school so I can procrastinate on something. That's why I get the most videos made and levels and all that stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to switch over my screen now and we're going to get started. So, to begin modding Kid Chameleon, you're going to need a number of tools, all of which I happen to have, obviously. You're going to need the Kid Edit program, and the Kid C editor is nice but not necessary. I prefer to use it over Kid Edit when doing tile editing. Both of these are available from the Kid Chameleon Wiki, which I will link to in the description or in the video. I'll see how that goes if I remember in editing. The other thing we'll need, we may not touch on this episode, but you'll need a hex editor. I use XVI32, and you will need yourself a Kid Chameleon ROM, which if you are watching this video and hoping to learn to mod the game, you should know already what those are all about. So anyway, what you're going to need to do when you get the Kid Edit program is you need to make sure you put all of your themes and the program and everything with it in your user folder. So see, this is my folder here, my user folder. Everything needs to be in there or else it's not going to import properly. It's just not going to happen. And the other important thing you're going to need is the maps folder. Includes every map in the game. I don't know what this level I have flowing around is, ignore that. But it should have every level in the game. Make sure you keep a copy of all the default maps and don't edit them. Just so you have a backup copy. You never know when you'll need them. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about, first of all, is bringing up a level in Kid Edit, because that's where most of us learned to start with and where you'll probably spend most of your time editing. So we're going to start from the beginning. We're going to take map 4A, which is Blue Lake Woods, if you're not aware. All this information is on the wiki. If you look up by level, we have the map number and the level number and theme, everything you need to know. So this is going to be a woods level we're working on here. As you can see, I have it set to double click. If you don't have it set to open there automatically, this crashes every time I close it, I don't know why, then you can drag it up onto kidedit.exe and also open. So as you can see, arrow keys to move, plus or minus to increase or decrease the tile block value by 1. You can read the instructions, it's pretty basic. The only ones I usually forget are the F commands, but so as you can see, this is what the level looks like, and as you can also see, I didn't keep an original copy of the level. I added that stuff myself back when I started, and so I've got that garbage floating around. So this is what your level looks like. As you can see, enemies are not displayed in Kid Edit. It's something that may come in a future update, but for the time being, we don't have them, so you can't edit them from the Kid Edit editor. What you can edit in this is blocks and tiles. As you can see, if I highlight a block, I press C, I press P here to paste it, I use plus or minus to scroll through other blocks, delete to delete it. Now up here, in the top left, this tile display tells you the hexadecimal value of what tile you have selected. And I just realized I should probably have had this up before, but on the wiki, Drios has put together a fantastic resource for everyone to use that has the tile values of every tile for every theme documented. There we go. Let me get onto the wiki here. close all that junk. Alright, now if you go to user Drios1, this is a hidden resource on the website that I don't know how many people know we have. I use it all the time. Now these can come in handy when you're doing tile editing because it lists, as you can see, the first value of the tile and the second value. So if you wanted this top part of the armadillo head, it would be tile 1-4 or tile 14. So that allows you to find it easily in Kid Edit, which I'm not in a hills theme, so I need the woods theme. If you can't tell, none of this is scripted. I'm just kind of winging it entirely. So let's say we want to get the wood spikes, but we want these ones. So that's tile 4. You'd find a blank tile, say 1, 2, 3, 4, and bam, there's your spikes. Now, tiles are pretty easy. You can also copy and paste them, but we're going to talk about those more in the Kid C editor after this. What we're going to talk about here in Kid Edit is moving the kid and moving the flag. It's pretty simple. All you're going to do is click and drag it. Now, there are two important things to know when you're moving the kid and the flag. When you're placing the flag, you want the object position up here to end in a 0. If it does not end in a 0, that means your flag is not on the ground, and it means people will be able to walk or crawl under it sometimes. This is apparent in a number of levels in Kid Chameleon X, and I think there were a couple of levels in Hetty Mel's Revenge that had this issue. So make sure you end your object position with a 0, which basically will mean it's at a proper block value. Now, when you're dragging the flag and the kid around in Kid Edit, you also technically are dragging blocks. So as I have a delete block selected right now, if I let go of the mouse while some of those tiles are those blocks are blue instead of displayed properly, it will delete them. However, the delete function does not delete tiles if you have a delete block selected, so you don't need to worry about that. So we're going to put the flag there, and let's say we'll put the kid, we'll put the kid up here. Now the thing to know about the kid is, depending on where you place the kid, you can have some interesting properties due to the fact that you can jump right as the level loads instead of falling to the ground. So if I put him here, then the player could, if they mash jump, probably jump up to there at the start of the level, which, depending on your level, may or may not cause issues. But in any case, we're going to put him up here for the sake of demonstration. Now we'll move on to blocks. So you got your basic rock block here. It's got one property, whether it's hidden or not. Now if a block is hidden, it'll display in this inverted color scheme. If it's not, it'll display normally. Basically, a hidden block are those invisible ones, and you bump your head on them, they appear. We're going to leave it normal for now. No special things about the rock block, it behaves like any rock block in the game. Prize block. You've got 3 properties. Hidden is same as rock, and hidden's going to be the same across the board. Disguised means whether or not it appears as a rock block initially. If you remember, some P blocks in the game, the ones that come to mind first are in High Water Pass 1, appear to be rock blocks, but upon hitting them, they of course reveal themselves to be P blocks and then drop a prize upon the next hit. This doesn't change its appearance in editor, so you can't really tell unless you actually scroll over it, but we'll leave on yes, so it displays a rock block. Now, whoops, I'm using plus and minus to scroll the options, by the way, and the bracket keys are selecting which property I'm editing. Now, prize defines what prize it drops when you open it. You can drop any helmet in the game, you can drop a life, a time bonus, a continue, a 10 diamond, a diamond, or 10,000 points. Just for fun, we'll make this a 1-up. Ice block only has a single property, the hidden property that all blocks have. Ghost blocks and telepaths we're going to come back to because they get pretty complex. Iron blocks, hidden property only. Rubber blocks, hidden property only. Sorry if I click weird, my mouse has been having some issues lately. Shifting block, same as all the others. Mushroom block. Now, mushroom blocks only have one property, but an interesting thing to know about mushroom blocks is they will not expand onto tiles that have a tile value above 0, regardless of whether or not it is actually a solid tile. So we're going to put those there. As you know, those are background tiles, so when we test this level out, then you'll see what I mean. It's kind of funky. The one level in the original game I can think of where this occurs is Ice God's Vengeance, up in the mushroom block maze, up at the top of the level right before you reach the teleporters. Some of the background tiles extend into the path of mushroom blocks and block them, allowing you to get up more easily. Vanishing Blocks. These are some of the most fun because these allow you to set up those stupid puzzles we all know and love. You've got 5 properties, whether it's hidden, whether it's got a left cannon, a down cannon, a right cannon, or an up cannon. This one has all the cannons. You can make any combination of cannons that you so desire, so we'll go ahead and make this have all of them but up, just for fun. Now, an important thing to know about shooter blocks: they will collide with a disappearing shooter block. So if, for example, I put this one 2 away and give it a right cannon, so you would assume this bullet would hit this cannon, and then this cannon would fire all the way to the right, correct? Well, not quite. As I'll demonstrate when we load this level up, a block has to have at least 3 spaces between it before firing back to actually fire properly. It's really strange. It's because of the timing. So this is not quite finished disappearing when this bullet would hit it. So if you want to make those traps where you hit a shooter block and another one will shoot back later, you need to make sure you have enough space or else it's just not going to work. The same kind of concept is somewhat true for ice blocks. If you hit an ice block with a shooter, here this is so on the fly, you can tell. So if you put a left can here, and left can here, we're going to put an ice block here and here. Now this one we're going with a rock block here, and this one's going to be here. This one, the ice block is not going to fire any spikes and will not destroy the rock block. This one will fire spikes and will destroy it, because you must have at least one open space after an ice block to destroy a rock block. Well, for it to fire spikes in general. Lifts are nothing special really. They can be hidden or not. Drill blocks are actually separate from iron blocks, you'll notice. They're actually coded completely separately. But when you make it, it's like a shooter block. You can decide which direction all the drills come out and which they don't. A collision block is one of the most interesting and probably one of the most useful in designing unique Kid Chameleon levels. Collision blocks are the blocks that allow you to walk through walls, as we're probably all familiar with as we've been playing this game for a long time. Now we're going to put one, let's see, here. We're going to make a 2 wide hole. As you can see, it's marked as collision empty. This means that it will fall through this. Collision solid is used to make a block that's solid but doesn't necessarily appear as such. Now, a common practice when using collision blocks is to surround all empty collision blocks with solid collision blocks. As you'll see, if you don't do so, your sprite will display over the other blocks normally out the side, instead of displaying underneath them like in most hidden passages in the game. And let's do this for fun. We'll stick a couple of collision blocks here, we'll make them solid just to show how you can walk on thin air using these, which is made use of in one level. I can't remember which one it is, but you can make it jump over to an extra life. Or does it continue? I don't remember. It's some mountain level. I think you use Berserker. The last one we'll talk about now. Telepads we'll talk about when we talk about multiple. Well, we can do one now, so I can just demonstrate them all at once. We'll make a telepad, warp map, we'll change it to 4A. This basically tells it which map it'll be sending you to. As the only map we have in the game right now is 4A, it only makes sense to send you to 4A. Anywhere else is just going to make the game hang. Now X position, Y position are tied to that grid position you see in the top left corner. So what you want to do is the first value will be your X position, so for this tile it would be 4C, and the second will be your Y position, being 5 in that case. However, we're going to put it back at around the normal start of the level, being 1 and E. So our X value X position is 1, and our Y position is E. And ghost blocks. Ghost blocks are a pain in the neck. I hate using ghost blocks. That's why I don't see them. Why you don't see them in my levels. They can be hidden. They have a delay time, a show time, and a hide time. An important thing to note for ghost blocks is they must have a delay time of at least 1, or else they will not animate properly. They will simply stay shown forever. Now, show times in the actual game are usually done in multiples of 20. So I usually do mine in multiples of 20. So for demonstration purposes, we're going to show these all as 20, and then hide time will be as 40. Now, something to know about ghost blocks is they are just completely unpredictable. Sometimes just having too many of them in a level will make them break. Sometimes they'll break for no reason, and they'll end up not appearing or not animating properly for no reason you can think of. Now, it's not your fault. It just means, I guess, those ghost blocks were not meant to be, and you're better off designing a different puzzle. I don't understand it. I don't think anyone really understands it. We just work around it. But it's not fun, and that's why I don't mess with ghost blocks often. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to load in this level, and we're going to test it out, and that'll be the end of today's episode, just explaining the blocks. And then next time I'll go more in depth into actual level design and show off the Kid C editor. So I'll press S to save. I'm going to quit. It actually didn't crash that time. I'm shocked. Now what I use to import my levels, simply to make it easier, is I use this batch file that Agnes designed, just using the name of my bin file, an import command. I'll maybe leave a link to the forum post where he talked about this. Anyway, it just makes it a lot simpler. So I'll run that. Yep. Alright, that's imported. So now all I have to do is run KC tutorial. These would be bigger. So now I start 1, Blue Lake Woods 1. Now we start here where I placed us. So now we're gonna, let's see, we'll just grab these as normal, jump over here, and display these shooter block mechanics I was talking about. Well, that didn't really display very well. Let's see. I'll restart the round, see if I can do that better. Mess with it yourself, you'll see. I don't really want to deal with it right now. So here's all these blocks. This is what I'm talking about, the mushroom block mechanics, how it cuts off the left side. So that's something you need to keep in mind when designing levels with mushroom blocks. Here's our hidden extra life. Our shifting block, our lift. There's our flag. We'll get it in a second. Here's our ghost blocks. There's our teleporters. We're going to stand here. It'll teleport us to the start of the level. Now here are our invisible collision blocks. Isn't that great? Here's our drills. That one, as you may have seen, I might slow it down to make it easier to see, but one did not fire and one did. And now over here, here's our hidden trap. As you can see on the left side, it looks like a normal hidden passage. On the right side you can see our hands because we didn't make it solid. And now we're stuck because that was a dumb place for that. We're just going to grab the flag and complete the level. So I can show you something else. So when you grab the flag and complete the level, we got the time bonus, speed bonus, yay for us. You're going to get a black screen. The reason that is because the level this is leading into, level 4B, Blue Lake Woods 2, is not in the game yet. If you're trying to load a level that you don't have imported, then it's simply going to leave you on a black screen and hang, or if it's a teleporter, it's going to leave you on a yellow screen and hang. Don't worry about it, it'll be fixed as soon as you add that level to the game. Now, if you get a hang screen when it's a level that should be loaded, those are some different errors, and I'll probably talk about those in a later episode. But in any case, hopefully that's a decent first tutorial explaining blocks and how to use the editor, and I'll leave links to the tools you'll be needing throughout the rest of the tutorials. So next time we'll go more in depth, probably with level design. Yeah, that sounds about right. So that'll be it for today, and I'll see y'all next time. Stay cool. Stay cool. Peace out. Keep being awesome.